Hello, my friends, and welcome to a new episode of Maidencast. As ever, we promise we will always come back and, what seemed like,
Come back like an STD.
Yeah, the last episode we discussed the announcement of. We did the announcement of the tour, and then we did a review of the set list of the first night, which seems quite a while ago now.
It's the first time we've been together for a while. We've done solo Maidencasts the last two.
Yeah.
It's almost like we've fallen out with each other.
This is the reunion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the shows are done. It came and went like it always does.
All them months building up, waiting,
and I mean, I went to one show, but Luke went to three.
Fucking free, mate.
You bumped into
speaking of that, free. I've got to give a shout out to Stephen.
Yep.
The geezer who fucking tapped me on the shoulder in the bog at Manchester, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" But
hello, Taylor.
It was. But be fair to the guy, it was quite an ego rub actually, because just knowing that Maiden fans out there like what we do. So Stephen, you're a fucking legend, mate. It's good talking to you, good meeting you, and hopefully next time I'm in Manchester at a Maiden gig, we'll meet up again. Stay metal, son.
Yep. Thanks, man. So you bumped into Blaze Bailey as well.
I did, yeah. He was sat in a row in front of me. He was just sitting there minding my own business. And then some fucking cunt walks through and makes everyone get up. And you're like, oh, what a knob. And you look up and it's fucking Blaze Bailey. It was like, oh, fair enough, son. You crack on. And I spoke to him after the show. Just said to him, good to see him looking healthy. And can't wait to see him back on stage again and all that. And it was everyone else was asking him for photos and what have you. But I was like, no, I'll leave the geezer be. And just, wished him well. And he seemed to be in good spirits and that. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen pictures because it was like, did he turn up as a guest? Did he or did he just go?
Yeah, I mean, he just seemed to be there as a regular Joe because he was chatting to people in the toilet and taking photos in the aisles, like in the merch stands and that. But then you see next photos, there's pictures of him and Steve and Nico.
Yeah, but he did go backstage, so I don't know if he was has he been going to gigs? I mean, he's obviously still a fan. You don't stop being a Maiden fan. Yeah, I mean, I suppose the first couple of tours probably would have been a bit
painful,
but
now it's water under the bridge, isn't it? I mean, he's fucking cracking on, successful. Might not be as financially successful as he would have been in Maiden, but he's what's the word? Artistically as successful. He's churning out albums and fucking doing the business. So yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Would it be weird if they did add him as support on a tour? I've always said
that'd be fucking mad, actually.
To get a decent, I think he's doing well as a headline act, and he's got a really, a really good solid fan base now. But I do think a couple of high-profile support slots on a tour
would be good for him. Just to really cement it. So he's not just
cast the net.
So he's not just making money to make the next album. He's actually making money because the geezer deserves to make money because he works hard. I don't know many other fucking artists who work as hard as he does.
No,
I mean quadruple bypass, and he said, "Oh, I'm back out on the road in October." Oh, fuck
because he's at work. That's the thing. He is, But what was I going to say? It's not just he's a road hog and he's just constantly gigging. He does everything: the website, the artwork, the albums, the writing.
Fully invested, isn't
he? His own self-management. For him, it is 24 hours constantly spinning different plates.
Yeah.
And I mean, with what happens, I suppose something like that was going to happen eventually because he's working 24 hours. But
burning the candle, and
hopefully, but he's looking great. He's
he's looking fighting fit, and he's lost. To be fair, he was never the smallest geezer. No disrespect to him, but that weight he's lost that weight, and he looks ready to go, mate. You wouldn't want to you wouldn't want to fucking catch him on a bad mood because he looks like he can have it.
He always did, didn't he? He always looked like he could.
A bit of a maniac.
He always looks a bit tasty, didn't he? So
that's it. Yeah.
So I can give you my reaction to the show, but I think where you've watched three, I think you've got more of you've seen multiple views, you've seen the set list a couple of times.
Yeah, it's obviously the same set list, see the same as everyone else.
What are you thinking of this?
They're on fire first and foremost. This is Maiden. They never do a bad show. there's varying degrees of fucking great with Maiden, but I think this tour they've, we've all heard the thing is that seen the videos and that of the first couple of dates where they had problems with the sound and they were going out of time and all that, but the sound issues seem to be sorted. There's as much as I say they were on fire, there is chinks in the armor. Finally, the band are not perfect. I mean, I watched 3 shows and Bruce fucked up, caught Somewhere in Time 3 times at 3 different places. Either sang the wrong words or put them in the wrong order or fucking whatever. My mate Paul did the whole tour. I mean, Paul.
Yeah.
And he said can't remember what gig it was, but he said he did Stranger in a Strange Land. He went out to sing. He sung the chorus in the verse or the verse in the chorus. But I think it's brilliant because it proves that there's no backing tracks there. They are live. They're live as fuck. Yeah. And we all know if we've been in bands or whatever, shit happens. No matter how tight you are, how professional you are, how good you are at your instrument, you're going to make mistakes. And that for me makes live music great. And finally, we're seeing Maiden making the odd mistake here and there. And I think that just makes me love them even more.
Yeah, I mean, backing tracks is it's a bit of a, well, it's an ongoing debate at the moment.
Yeah,
where more and more bands, it's becoming apparent that they're using them.
Yeah.
Blackie Lawless the other day was defending them in Wasp, and he said that there's certain tracks. He basically said, in order for these songs to be done in a live thing, you're not going to be able to not use them at some point. And I kind of agreed where he was coming from a technical point of view, but I think I don't want it to be perfect and replicated.
No, it's bollocks.
Yeah, and
obviously Maiden use a backing track. They come into a backing track, caught Somewhere in Time. They use a backing track, but then that fucking stops, and the minute that stops, boom.
Yeah, and then, obviously synthesizer, but there's a synthesizer player backstage.
Yeah, there's a keyboard player. I can't think of the guy's name now. I've got the hang on, I'm going to get the program down.
It all gets a bit thick, people use samples or bits here and there. Yeah. One of my old bands,
Brent Diamond, plays keyboards, and he's obviously succeeded old Michael Kenny, and the keyboards are there as they have to be with fucking Somewhere in Time. I mean, there's no guitar synths.
I mean, I was always a bit funny. Not funny. But I was always a little bit doubtful when people would get accused of using backing tracks because I've got a little bit of experience with them. Because one of my old bands had some sort of keyboardy bits in a couple of our songs, and it was weird not having them there. But we didn't have enough to warrant having a full-time keyboard player.
Yeah.
So we had these tracks where it would come on.
Yeah, they'd be triggered in by the drummer or whatever.
Yeah,
or someone,
but the drummer said, like, I'm going to have something in my ear and play to time because while we're playing, I might speed up a little bit or get into it. And then if that's not dead on time, it could be early or late. It's going to fuck the song up. So I'm going to have to play to a beat. And I don't know, it felt sterile.
That for me is totally anathema. Obviously, as you know, I'm a drummer. I'm the timekeeper.
Yeah,
you need time. You need a timekeeper for you to play in time as the timekeeper.
Yeah,
the fuck is all that about? I'm sorry. Yeah, other drummers might look at me and say, "Shut the fuck up," but that is my opinion. And Nico don't wear no fucking in-ears because they all have old school monitors. If you look at the fucking stage, they're using the old school wedges.
Yeah,
and they ain't just for effect for fucking Steve to put his foot on. They actually getting sound out of them. There's no click track.
But the point I'm making is, I just found it all to be hassle. In the end, I was like, you know what, bollocks to the keyboardy bits. Let's just either hire a keyboardist or
yeah.
I was like, this is hassle. And I was thinking, these bands that are using backing tracks, so much more can go wrong than you just sounding like shit.
Yeah,
or ballsing up a guitar bit or not doing some vocal bit in key.
Yeah,
I just thought, no, like you're cool. There's problems you think you're solving by using them.
Yeah, you're creating more, aren't you?
But I've gone right round the houses here. I went to see Wasp a few weeks ago, and it was a great show. And it wasn't. And I think what Blackie Lawless was saying, it was a bit like Gene Hoglan with the triggered drums.
Yeah,
it's like the effect might be there, but it's still me drumming. They're not drumming for me.
Yeah, no, that's it.
And Blackie Lawless, he went, when it comes to the choruses and the thing, they are there because people want to hear whatever the chorus is for whatever song.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm singing my ass off out there. I'm not. It's not doing anything for me.
Yeah.
But the backing vocals and the thingy, people want to hear those choruses the way they are on the record.
Yeah.
Well, nah, that completely shattered the other night, because during the Trooper, if that's Blackie Lawless's, and again, I love and respect Blackie Lawless, but if that's your justification, then no song needs it more than the Trooper, because you need that. Whoa, no, didn't need it, didn't have it. All you had was Adrian just doing the
and Steve and Bruce,
and the crowd just did it for you.
17,000 people. Yeah, exactly.
The same goes for Heaven Can Wait.
Oh yeah.
So fuck backing tracks. We just did a big thing about backing tracks, and I made and don't even use them.
No,
so
they don't. But they don't, because they don't fucking need them, and that's because Nico is, like I say, backing tracks bringing, and not even with backing tracks, a lot of drummers now with their in-ear monitors will have a constant fucking metronome in their ear. If you're playing drums in a live rock band and you can't keep time, you need to do something else.
I can't think of anything worse, to be honest.
It's bollocks. Nico fucking locks that beat in from somewhere in time, and he fucking keeps it. He is the human metronome. He don't speed up. He don't fucking slow down. He plays exactly. The guy's 71 years old, and he don't need it, because he knows his fucking craft. He is an expert at his craft. He's a timekeeper in a band. That's what a drummer is.
Yeah,
all the drum fills and all the other shit aside, you're a fucking timekeeper. You're keeping the beat, and the rest of the band are doing all the flash shit, apparently.
Yeah, no, but that was like, something Ginger Baker said in that documentary about him as well. He said, that's the word I use, time. That does the person have time?
Yeah.
And you can be flashy and do all you like. I mean, do you have time? And I thought that was an interesting way of.
Yeah, that's right. It's, you're keeping time for the band, and if you need something to fucking help you do that, then you need to give up what you're doing and do something else. You need to take up gardening, in my opinion. It might not be everybody's opinion, but it's a case of they don't need it. And, they're playing a nigh on 2-hour set with some of the most technical songs they've ever written. Playing like Alexander the Great being fucking prime example. One of the most technical songs they've ever written. So technical that Adrian Smith bottled it for 37 years. And how to do it. And sidebar, I went to meet Nico at the Drum One when he did the meet and greet thing. And when he come in, he was doing a little talk, and he was doing the Q&A and stuff. And someone said to him, Alexander the Great, like, why now? And he said, well, it's a funny story. It's thanks to me. You can thank me for us playing this song. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, go on.
I remember him saying in an interview, actually.
He said in my covers band that I've got back in Florida, the Titanium Tart, we play Maiden songs. When I'm not playing in Maiden, we play Maiden songs. And we played a fucking lot. And he said, we started playing this. And he said, I got a phone call from Steve. He's like, all right, Steve. And Steve's like, Nick, what are you doing? He's like, what are you on about? He said, well, you're playing Alexander the Great. You know the rule. You don't play a song that in your band that we haven't played live. And Nick said, well, we better fucking start playing it then, because I'm not stopping playing it. And Steve was like, oh, all right then, yeah, we'll play it. And that's how it come about, because Nico wouldn't fucking stop playing it in his covers band.
Well, they were playing songs off of Senjutsu before Maiden even gigged any of it.
That's it. But so we need to get Nico playing Empire of the Clouds. I think we need to
get him doing that. We'll have to send us Nico's email address, because
we'll get it sorted. We'll get the fucking. I was begging every time he asked for a question, my hand went up, and he didn't see me. But I was going to ask him, is there anything happening with potentially an orchestra?
Yeah.
But I never got the chance to ask, and it was like, oh fuck.
I think it's all that's left to do. In my opinion.
Well, considering Bruce has just done fucking 2 months out in Europe with Deep Purple, doing it with John Lord and
no UK dates, by the way.
I know.
Yeah, gutted. But let's get into the set list anyway. Let's have mind you, I know we did the reaction and all that, but we've seen it now.
But I mean, it's I know you brought up a point about carrying on with the Nico thing. You messaged me last night, didn't you? And
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But
you know, so it was brilliant hearing a song that I never thought I'd hear live. You know, Caught Somewhere in Time. What an opener!
Well, I thought,
Sake, I mean,
it was a double whammy, really. Caught Somewhere in Time, and then
Stranger.
in a Strange Land. I thought Stranger in a Strange Land was buried. You know.
Yeah.
I
because they played it once, didn't they, during the reunion tour?
They did,
and then they
reunion
scrapped
tour.
it.
Yeah.
Because that set list was voted for by the fans, apparently, that one back in '99. And they played it 1 or 2 shows and then fucking dropped it. And it was like,
I would love,
never again.
Because apparently as well at the Paris show of that, they did a 3-hour set.
Yeah.
And what I'd give to get that on a CD, I'd do. I've got one gig from that tour on a double LP, but it sounds like shit.
Yeah, it'd be a bootleg recording, wouldn't it? Not a soundboard.
Yeah, and with bootlegs, you take the gamble. You can't. It is what it is. But I think they got a perfect sync, really, of old and new.
Oh yeah, it was.
Be it an album tour or a retrospective tour that they bounce back and forth. They had that perfect mixture, but it was, I think they've done a good thing now.
It was. What I found out as well from that Nico Q&A is that Rod has input in the set list.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they were talking about they was talking about the set list, and he said I really wanted to play the Parchment. And everyone's like, fucking hell, yeah. And he's like, but he said, what do you drop for the Parchment? And everyone's like, Death for the Celts. And he's like, you can't drop Death for the Celts. Fucking brilliant song. But he said the way it works out is that Steve, Bruce, and Rod will work out a set list or the bones of a set list and then bring it to the rest of us, and we'll all have our input. But yeah, fucking Rod's involved. I mean, that is crazy. It shows how he's the fucking seventh member of the band. Oh, yeah, the videos.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Don't worry. Sorry about it, everyone. Welcome back to part 2 of the Future Past review of Maidencast. Here you go. You waited all that time.
That was the past. This is the future. So
you wait all this time for a new Maidencast, and then 2 come along at once.
2 come along, fucking
right.
Hell.
At what point did you lose me?
Well, we were like talking about obviously the perfect mixture. Now Rod is the 7th, in my opinion, the 7th member of the band. If he has that much input, in set list, it's like fuck.
Yeah. What I was saying was, I think they finally found the perfect sync of old and new. But what I'm liking now is that they've swapped old for rare. So they are starting to get a few more things out of the archives and areas.
When you think that this, when was the last time they didn't play Number of the Beast and Hallowed?
Yeah.
I mean, what decade are you talking about there? Because they've never done that. They've dropped one or the other, but never both.
Yeah,
that was unheard of, mate.
Well, you had that short bit, didn't you, where they stopped doing Hallowed because of that.
They stopped doing Hallowed because of the fucking money grab. They had to, but obviously that was forced on them. But they were still playing Number of the Beast.
Yeah,
but it's,
but again, I'm happy.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
that we're getting. I mean, fuck's sake. I mean, so many long songs. Death for the Celts. I know I'm jumping ahead, but Death for the Celts and Hell on Earth. I mean, that's
as I was saying,
20 minutes there.
Yeah, that was a highlight seeing that song live. That was my favourite song off of Senjutsu. And
I mean, it was mine, but I was more impressed with Death for the Celts. I thought that came to life live.
If you remember, as at the time as well, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Oh, right, Kyle. Look, you froze for a bit there.
Oh, no, I'm still here, mate.
It's going to be one of them nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember at the time of the review, I remember saying, this song's just not hitting me. It was Death for the Celts, wasn't it? It was a song.
I think, it's the Parchment you were going on about.
Was it the Parchment?
Yeah,
right.
You liked Death for the Celts. And then about 2 days later, you phoned me and went, the Parchment's awesome.
Yeah, but the Death for the Celts definitely works live. Yeah. But as I was saying as well, you had 3 songs of Senjutsu on those like rescheduled Legacy of the Beast dates, and now we've got 5 songs from Senjutsu.
Yeah,
I would rather they do 3 or 4 songs on this leg of the tour, then swap it around for that. I'm not really bothered about what I get to see.
Yeah.
If they kept swapping some bits around and more of the album is played live, I'd rather they did that. I'd rather see. Whether I get to see them or not is another thing, but the fact that they've been done live at some point.
I don't think they'll play any more off of Senjutsu because they played obviously 8 songs out of the lot. So I think they might swap them around. But I'm glad. I'm not glad that I missed seeing the 3 on the Legacy of the Beast, but there's more songs on this part on the Future Past tour. More of my favourites were there. I mean, they still played Writing on the Wall, which was fucking amazing live. So good. And that's going to be a crowd favourite because the crowd obviously singing that chorus. It really, I had goosebumps,
we
mate.
said that when it came out, didn't we? We said this is going to be a great,
I had fucking the old hairs on the back of my neck were standing up when the crowd was singing the chorus. It was so good.
The Eddies. Let's talk about the Eddies.
Eddies are quality, weren't they? I mean, Stranger in a Strange Land, where he just comes out and just leans against the fucking side of the stage and then just fucks off. Like well good.
The fire battle between him and Bruce.
Oh yeah, in Heaven Can Wait, awesome. Proper. That had the potential to be fucking so Spinal Tap, didn't it?
Riley
could have gone completely wrong, but it was brilliant. I was saying to my mate last night because he came, guy who bought your ticket. It's the first time he'd ever seen Maiden live, and I said
Jealous.
I did. But he said it was well good. But I said I saw Metallica at Download, and I said, as fucking good as Metallica are live, there's no theatre about them. They're just a professional fucking band, and
it's just
I'm not dissing it because I'd watch Metallica live all fucking day, and they were amazing.
There's a theatrical act and there's the bare bones act.
But Maiden, it's all to do with Bruce. The theatricality is Bruce and Bruce alone. But he brings it. I mean, we're all different when in the Legacy with the costume changes and all the rest of it. But I bet that was his idea. It's like, what can we do? I know. I have a big fucking fight with Eddie with a fucking pyro gun.
Yeah.
Where he said, like, oh, you got a gun? That's not a gun. This is a fucking gun. And it's like, I was like, filming that. It was awesome. It's so Spinal Tap, but it's so good.
Riley come out with a good one on the way out. He went, I thought that Samurai Eddie and Future Eddie were going to come out and fight.
Yeah, that'd be well, because that was the thing. That was the thing for Legacy of the Beast, wasn't it? That was the artwork. Was them clashing the Trooper Eddie and the
in the way they were coming up. Because now you've got the stage banner at the back.
Yeah, the backdrop. But you've got the live
these LED screens.
Yeah,
which I thought. I think you're going to see a lot more of that going forward.
Yeah,
because the way the world's going, traveling. And cargoing and all the rest of it, it might just be
cheap as you can.
We'll hire screens, and it'll just but it'll just be graphics on a screen rather than carrying everything about. But if every venue that they play has screens up and all the rest of it, all they need to carry is a USB, don't they? I suppose.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Or a laptop or whatever. I don't know how it works, but where else? Off Heaven Can Wait and Can I Play With Madness? It was good. We weren't that long ago when they last played Can I Play With Madness.
Yeah.
Well, they've played it since Dance.
So the thing weren't that long ago. It's like, fucking, I bet it was years.
But it was still good to hear it. Yeah,
it was. And they've sung it.
Heaven Can Wait. Again, I thought Heaven Can Wait was buried, but
I mean, they haven't done Heaven Can Wait. I think that was it. Rock in Rio. They did not Rock in Rio. Flight 666. They did Heaven Can Wait. I think.
Possibly, yeah.
But before that, it was with Blaze. So it don't get played very often. And it's a banging of a fucking song. Absolute banger. And
this is the thing. They've got so many good songs and they've got so many songs that could be mainstays.
Yeah.
It is a shame that they do,
that's it.
How spoiled can you be when you're sitting there saying, I'm sick of hearing Hello Be Thy Name. It's like one of the greatest songs I've ever written.
One of the greatest songs
we are sick of hearing it because all this other stuff gets put to the back. So hopefully they're going to get a bit more adventurous going forward with the set list.
Yeah.
And coming to it as well, it's just something I noticed, and I'm not trying to be clever or anything like that, but I'm just seeing what I see and being honest. I did think the elephant in the room is Nico. I do think he's.
Yeah,
we did discuss this on Messenger, but I think it's something we can discuss and people can put in a comment what they think.
I mean,
now I've nothing but love and respect for Nico, and I'm not poking holes, and I'm not being that dickhead that goes, Lars Ulrich can't drum or Kirk Hammett messed up the
Hang
solo.
on, I've got to go and turn the light on.
Yeah.
It's fucking getting dark in here.
Yeah.
Carry on.
But it's getting obvious that Nico is struggling to drum to the standard that he drums. I understand it's not 1986 anymore, but the songs are the songs. And I think this is just one of the realities of metal, is that it isn't an old man's game. It's all right if you're in Deep Purple and you're in Pace, but Gene Hoglan isn't going to be drumming the way he drums at 71, is he? You know, and I've not got the most, what's the word, technical ear, and I'm not going to sit there and go this has to be to the beat and it has to be perfect every time. But it was obvious during some songs, main fills were skipped, and even on Hell on Earth, it was a bit. Hold on a minute, like I know that drum beat, and it was. Now he was keeping the beat, he was keeping the time. That is his job, but it's not as if it's a different drummer playing here. It's still Nico. So, yeah, Nico's struggling basically, and it's getting more and more obvious to me. And what does this mean going forward?
See,
I pass it on to you.
So what? And as I said to you at the time, I said, "What?" I mean, yeah, obviously, because you said if I noticed it, you did, and yeah, I noticed it straight away. But he is cutting out the fills. But I think that is a conscious decision. As you said, he's 71. He's playing more economically, as how I would describe it, because he knows full well. Yeah, he is. He's like you say, there's not a beat dropped. Not 1 minute does he go out of time, or does he have to hurry something or fall back in. It's perfect. You can fucking set.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It's not as if he's ballsing it up,
but he is. He knows he's got to pace himself, and if that means dropping the odd fill or two, he's done that. And yeah, I noticed it, but it was like I noticed it straight away, and I was like, right, I know why he's done that. Because some of the drum fills in Caught Somewhere in Time, especially, are off the fucking chart.
Yeah, and I don't want to go by
anything he's done. Steve has gone, no worries, mate.
Yeah, fair enough.
If Steve had said no, he would have to do something else. But Steve's gone, no, make you right, son. We'll do this.
If Steve's happy to keep him, and Steve's the governor, I understand that. And you could go, right, well, here's a double standard. Then is Ian Gillan. Ian Gillan doesn't sing like, Harry. He's obviously his voice is aging as well. This guy's 77. Yeah. You're not going to get A Child in Time live anymore. He's admitted it. He's like, I can't do that anymore. I can't get my voice that high.
Yeah.
Should Ian Gillan? And I'm just saying, look, it is what it is. It is obvious. Now, if the band have got an end date in mind, if there is a date coming up where they go, right, we've got 5 years left, something like that, fair enough. Stick it through to the end. But if they're going on indefinitely, and I don't know, when Steve says that's it, that will be it. But I don't know if Steve's going to say that's it. Do you think Bruce Dickinson's not going to give up touring at the moment? He's 63 years old. He'd box me round out of a ring. And Ian Gillan's still touring at 77. Mick Jagger's still touring well into his 70s. They're not going to give up in 5 years because of Nico. I can't see that happening.
What you'll see is you will see a more, again, I'll use the word economic. You will see a more economic set list. Gonna will be the songs where they're fucking crazy drum fills. I mean, this was a one-off because Steve always said they were unhappy that they never recorded Somewhere in Time. They never did a live spectacle of it, like on a recording, which makes me think they might bust out a Blu-ray. Because he said it was the one concert film they never released. They did obviously Power Slave, they did fucking Seventh Son, but they never did that. And he said it always pissed him off. So obviously they've done it for a reason, and they brought back the Senjutsu stuff because
there's
COVID.
Some good bootlegs on YouTube.
There is, yeah.
But some people have done really good editing, and I do think.
But I will think this is the last time you will see like mega songs, like older ones that were crazy drum fills. I mean, you won't see Where Eagles Dare again.
High.
But Ace's Eye is a fast song, but it's not drum fill mad.
Yeah,
that's more of a worker for Bruce. I mean, Ace's Eye I play through. There's no fucking crazy, fucking ridiculous fills. It's just fucking
as long as
fast.
you're keeping the beat. It's just while I mean,
where
Eagles there's quite a complex drumming, but I've always said that that's the greatest song Thin Lizzy never wrote. The,
you'll never see Made might never play that again after playing that on Legacy of the Beast last time. That's that done. That's put to bed, that one, because Nico will be like, can't fucking do it.
And they could rely, they could lean on heavily on the more epic sort of songs.
Yeah, they will. And I think you'll see, especially because there'll be a new album at some point, and because Nico's he didn't change anything from the newer songs, and he writes more economically now. I mean, the band have changed the way they write anyway because they're all fucking older. But the stuff that Nico did change, he wrote new stuff for. It just wasn't as complex. I mean, like Trooper, some of the fills in that were, they were a level below what was written and what he's been playing even 5 years ago. But there's still feels there, and it's a case of I understand perfectly why he's done it. He's got to pace himself. I mean, that's 4 gigs a week, 8 hours a fucking week, 20 weeks in a row.
I just think he needs to get back on the Mexican marching powder.
You got no hope, mate.
He's the first to admit that he liked a bit of that back in the day, and I've even seen him in an interview say, "I listened to some of those old albums, and I don't know how I did it." Yeah. So, but
no, I mean, what you say struggling, I say playing more economically, and that is a debate that will rage, absolutely rage, and I hope people get involved in it on the comments and that, because we'd like to hear what other people's opinions are. Is it, what do you think about Nico? You said the other day, did I replace him? And it's like, that ain't never going to fucking happen. If Nico says, sorry guys, I'm done, that's the band over. They won't get another drummer in.
We'll see,
I think
mate.
If any member now goes now, that'll be the end of Maiden. They've been together too long now. There's fucking 23 years they've been together in a reunion, or 24 years, because it was 99. That's the longest lineup they've ever had, ever, by fucking some distance. So I think if one of them said, you know what, I'm done touring, they'll stop touring. They'll write albums. That'll be it. Which, don't get me wrong, I'd fucking take that all day.
Yeah, no, look.
If they said, right, we've got a choice, you can have 2 more tours and 1 more album, or you can have 3 more albums. Oh, fuck the tours, mate.
I'd rather that as well. Yeah, no,
I want music by one of the greatest songwriters that we agreed upon. Steve Harris is one of the greatest songwriters to ever fucking put pen to paper.
Yeah, and the tours are getting longer and longer as well. Yeah. And no, I'd sacrifice that for more albums, definitely. And none of that. I think we're all going to be in for a rude awakening soon when it comes to gigs anyway, because I think touring's just going to become a thing of the past soon. Only a few select are going to be able to, and with certain policies that are going to come in, I just don't think it's going to be viable to do it. I think you get used to the whole concert stream thing as well. Yeah, everyone got accustomed to during the shit show. So I'm of the mentality of see them live while you can.
Yeah.
Mainly because, well, you should always go to gigs anyway, because you never know what's around the corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of fucking 99% of the bands I like are either going to die or retire soon anyway. But with certain policies that are going to be coming in the next couple of years, I think it's just going to be impossible to do it. You are not going to be able to fly around the world the way bands did going forward. They're either going to be taxed to the hilt, or they're just not going to be allowed to. But that's a separate subject, and we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But
as usual, we've fucking done our usual. We've gone off on a fucking tangent.
Yeah.
No,
that's fine. But so no, my main point is see them while you can.
Yeah.
And Nico drumming on a bad day is better than
fucking hell. Yeah. I mean,
I hope it doesn't come across like I'm digging anyone out.
No, it didn't to me at all. And hopefully others, because like you say, you've got nothing but respect for the geezer. I mean, how can you not have?
No,
you know,
exactly.
to play a 2-hour set of stuff like that when you're fucking 71. Fucking hell.
It's the same like with Ozzy. You know, I said it with Ozzy. It's like, just don't do the tour. Just
Yeah.
stop. I'd rather you lived for another 20, 30
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
than you
and he did stop, but then he
run
went and
yourself
arranged a
into.
tour in America, the cunt. So
Yeah.
fuck
Well,
him.
no, that one in America was already booked.
Yeah,
I think you're
but
getting
he's, you know,
your wires crossed there.
yeah,
But
it's all right. They kept hold of our money for 3 years.
yeah, oh no, yeah, that's a separate thing.
But
No,
don't get me started on that.
He originally cancelled the European dates because he had pneumonia. Went ahead with the American dates because they were scheduled, and it was like, right, do that in the summer because he got advised not to tour in the winter. And then Scandemic kicked off. So,
Yeah.
and then it got cancelled and cancelled and cancelled again. But yeah, look, I do recognise that I've come up with a bit of a. Well, I don't think I've come up with a double standard. Someone would argue there's a double standard where a singer will be given more leeway, i.e., well, you name one. I mean, I'm seeing Roger Daltrey this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so singers' voices aren't as they were 20 years ago or whatever, and people let it go. It was the same with Lemmy. For the last 5 years of Motorhead, Phil and Mickey were carrying that show.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, they were. Yeah.
Lemmy was, but it didn't matter. People just happy to see him, and that's that. And I'm happy with that. But I think drumming's a bit more unforgiving, shall we say, than singing.
Especially in a metal band.
Yeah, and like I say as well, yeah, the way metal has gone, I think drummers get ridden into the ground a bit more.
Yeah,
they get a bit more mileage than a drummer of a standard rock band, say. And like I say, for an extreme, say someone like like Gene Hoglan or George Collius or I forget the guy's name from Morbid Angel, say, like you're not going to be certain peak because they are athletes, and your peak can only hold that for so long. Greatness is fleeting. Once you hit it, it's only down from there.
Yeah, no, athletes, you're right. I mean, I see a thing in my local studio where I play on Saturday mornings. The guy there, Dave, he's actually put a fucking thing up on a notes board, and it says it was an article in a fucking magazine or saying that says rock drummers, metal drummers, are the equivalent of Premier League footballers. So if you do like an hour or an hour and a half show, they will cover the same distance, i.e., as a Premier League footballer does in a game, and that's something like 10, 11 kilometres. So if you think a metal drummer is running on average with his fucking double pedals and all that, he's running 10, 11 kilometres per show, 5 nights a week, 30 weeks a year for some band that ain't massive and has got to tour to pay the bills. You got to be fucking fit. And like you say, you got to peak where when you start going beyond it, you've got to do something. And Nico, let's be honest, Nico's peak has been that geezer. He must have sold his soul to Satan because, ironically, as he's a Christian, he must have done something because he's kept at such a high standard for so long. Something had to give, yeah. And like I say, he's more economic, and he has to be to keep the longevity.
Yeah, yeah. A footballer can't be economic though.
No, of course it can't. No, but it's the same with the fucking arms and the legs and all that. It's the same thing that they would do. But
it's all good.
A rock musician hasn't got a personal trainer or a fucking diet regimen or nothing like that.
Yeah, it's just something I've noticed and thought, well, I can't not say nothing, and it's a discussion. So let us know what you think.
Yeah, do. Yes, please.
Closing thoughts. How long have we got left on this tour now? This is going until the end of the year, isn't it? Are they going to go back to America now?
They're doing all Europe, going around Europe, like into Central and like Western Europe and that. And then they've got some American dates lined up, and there will be a US tour, obviously. And they'll fuck off down to the Central and South America because those guys over there, they're maniacs. They fucking love it.
Of course,
they'll eat it up, and so they'll be going till well into 24. I would have thought.
Yeah,
well into 24. They'll do their usual drop over Christmas. They'll write an album, record it, get it done, bosh, and have that.
We've got Bruce's solo album
We have, yes, we have, and that should be quite a mad one. God knows what he's going to come out with, seeing as Steve nicked after stuff, Book of Souls.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. I mean, when the time does eventually come, maybe it'll be Bruce will just carry on solo and Steve will carry on with British Lion,
which will be a bummer. But
they're going to they're both going to experience a massive cut in wages when that does happen. So
yeah, but I don't. They're set for days, mate. They don't need work, especially with someone like as we've already mentioned with Rod. The way Rod and his financial advisors work, those guys, they could have retired fucking before the reunion.
Oh, of course, yeah. I think even when they signed some deal when the back catalogue got reissued or remastered or something like that, and they got
remastered for Apple, didn't it?
Yeah, there was a massive payout for everyone then.
Yeah.
So yeah, none of them are struggling. I don't think. No, they are touring because they want to. I get that.
Oh yes, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's just we're just pondering what's going to happen, really, don't we? But where we're going to go now, because
we need that old crystal ball, don't we? Can I play with madness? We need to.
Where things have gone the way they go. Normally with Maiden, it's album tour and the retrospective tour, and it's bump, 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 bump.
Yeah,
but we've kind of got both.
COVID fucked that right up, didn't it? Because they had to. Because if COVID never happened, we would have had the Senjutsu tour. They would have had Legacy of the Beast, which they would have finished.
Yeah, that would have been.
They had Senjutsu in the can, ready to go.
Yeah.
That would have come out. We would have had the fucking full Senjutsu tour.
And then we would have had the Somewhere in Time style.
And we would have had, and then they perhaps would have gone, fuck, Somewhere in Time, let's revisit that.
Yeah.
So yeah, COVID sort of it fucked everything up, as we know. So, but I think we'll go back to, I mean, like, there ain't many tours. There ain't many more tours. Let's not beat around the fucking bush.
Yeah.
They're as fit as Steve and fucking Bruce are, and they're running around like maniacs. Yannick's fucking sticking his leg up on a fucking speaker stack, making my hamstrings scream. You know, Nico's, we debated, but Nico's still playing for 2 hours fucking solid. You know, Dave and Adrian don't move, but they're too busy fucking burning up the fretboards. They can be as fit as they like, but there'll come a time when it'll be like, fuck's sake. You know, or they might, I'd want to see them do the Metallica route. Metallica do 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
A lot of bands do. Yeah,
they get 2 weeks, smash. They go home for 2 weeks, see the family, have a rest, have a few beers, you know, just chill. Back out again, back home. You know, that might be the way.
Yeah, I think it's a bit more of a juggernaut to move around, though, to take time.
Yeah.
Metallica, fair enough. They've got a big setup as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're talking one of the biggest bands on the planet now, aren't you?
I'm just taking a few different examples now. So you got the Stones. If you look at their tour, it's like a show a week.
Yeah,
it's
nonsense, you know?
Yeah, it's like 12 shows over the course of a couple of months, but they're playing stadiums. Yeah, you can probably be a bit more thing, but they probably have to move to stadiums. I know Overkill, again,
different level, isn't it?
Comparing Overkill to Maiden, I know, but Overkill basically say we just do 12 at a time, because then if there's a flat tire and we're stuck in the middle of nowhere, we've lost one show, not a ricochet of we're not playing a couple of weeks catching up. We could probably go, right, we can play here again next week if you like, just reschedule a date, do the rest of the tour, then boom, come back. It's like, so for things that go wrong on a tour, a smaller amount of shows, you can deal with it better. So we just do 12 or 10 and stagger it that way. So it seems like we're always on the road, but we do have a lot of time off. I don't know. But Steve's obviously up for it because he's doing gigs with British Lion on his days
he's fucking night off. He's a maniac. I mean, I was in Manchester
and football games, and
I got to Manchester and went to see Nico, and people were like, "You're going to see Steve Harris later?" I was like, "What?" I didn't realise he's fucking playing on his night off.
Yeah.
And the next night he's playing Maiden, and fucking geezer's a maniac.
This is what I'm saying. Steve's still up for it, and I can't see if Nico just, you know, when he hits that wall, is he gonna want to give? This is it. You're not gonna know until
I'm here. So where's me? It's available.
Yeah,
I
think you should Yeah, I think you should start getting the
getting the
Iron
campaign
Maiden
material going.
playthrough videos up and ready
Yeah,
now.
get them up and running. Yeah.
But, what else was I going to say? Yeah, right. So I've gone on Blabbermouth today. One last little thing, and there's footage of Steve falling over.
Oh yeah, we stacked it during Stranger, didn't we?
And there was, do you know what? When I was looking at the stage set the other night, I was thinking it's a miracle one of them hasn't gone over, because the amps were in this.
Yeah, and that's the way Bruce has them set up, because Yannick moved one in Manchester, and Bruce had a go at him. Like, that's fucking mine, and he put it back.
Yeah.
So it's set up for a reason.
Yeah, but I've never seen them like that before. Normally the monitors are along the front.
Yeah, the front.
This is like a two
semicircle almost.
T's, semicircles.
Yeah.
And they're walking in between them.
Yeah.
And going back. And I was like, how the fuck someone's not turned around and just gone bush.
Yeah.
It was a miracle that they. So when this footage of Steve falling over in Leeds, I'm surprised it hasn't happened more.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're thinking having those amps.
Yeah, that's
they're not amps, are they? They're monitors. Sorry,
the monitors. Yeah,
the monitors.
That's
the way that they are.
So, it was quite funny. Nico didn't know that happened.
Oh right.
We told him at the Q&A. He's like, "Oh fucking hell, really?" He was like, "Yeah." Then everyone was showing him the video. He was fucking late. Thought it was funny. But yeah. So I mean, we've gone way off on a fucking tangent here.
Oh, we always do.
Yeah, but as far as the gig with you goes, I mean, it's just amazing. All the little niggles. I mean, we're niggling about stuff that's like, oh, look, fuck off, micromanaging and all the rest of it, This is Maiden, and they're absolutely on fire.
Yeah, I know, but the show would have been 10 seconds otherwise. So.
Yeah, yes. How good was it? Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah.
But no, I mean, they're on fire, and I was so glad I got to do more than just the usual London shows. And I think next time I will do the entire fucking UK. I will go from top to bottom. That's what Paul does. He does it. He goes and just fucking travels down with them, and I'll do that as well. I think, just because when they announce another UK tour, that could be the last UK tour, depending on how it works out and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a fucking lot, and I'll finish up at the Carton Horses Secret Show.
Yeah.
With all three singers.
Did you see the? Yeah, of course. Yeah. And they're going to be called like, I don't know.
The fuck it was it? We're not an English rock band. We're a dental floss salesman from Alabama and all that shit.
That would be it, wouldn't it? They'll play the Carton Horses with all three, not announce it, just go under
just turn up. Yeah, like Motley Crue did at the Underworld.
Yeah, say it's a Def Leppard tribute group or something like that.
Yeah.
I
speaking of Paul, did you see Paul's set list?
No, did he get one?
Because he supported KK Priest, didn't he, at that show?
Paul, sorry. I thought you meant mate Paul grabbed the set list.
Sorry, mate. No, yeah. See Diano's set list.
Yeah.
It was Maiden. He ain't fucking silly.
Yeah.
Don't worry, people. We will review that EP when we can get hold of it and actually.
Yeah, we're going to wrap things up soon, and I'm going to say what we've got planned. But I mean, that was a pretty standard support slot.
It was.
I mean, he is doing a few headlining shows as well, and I
imagine that'll be straight Maiden as well.
Do you reckon he'll pull out a Murder one?
I ain't that lucky.
Marshall Lockjaw or something like that.
Oh no, I ain't that lucky, mate. I tell you.
Yeah, we'll see.
But no, that'll be straight Maiden. He ain't fucking silly. He ain't going to play his first UK shows in fucking 10, 12 years. He knows full well why people want to see him.
Oh yeah. But he is known to pull out the odd Battle Zone or the odd.
Yeah. I don't get wrong. Yeah, throw one in. Like say if Marshall Lockjaw come on, fuck's sake, I'd be I'd be stage diving.
Yeah.
But no, he'll do a straight Maiden set, which I'm actually quite looking forward to.
Yeah.
So I've seen Blaze doing his shit. I've seen Bruce doing his shit. Never seen Paul doing his shit.
Neither of us. We did we attended a Q&A event once a few years back. None of us have seen Paul live. And by the end of this year, we will have seen all three singers within the space of a year.
Yeah, it'd be mad.
So, that's going to be cool. But so I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
We are going to be back.
Also
soon,
saying,
though.
I did want to bring up that we're going to cover, but on one of the forums I'm on, someone said, I've just come back from the first night at London, and he said, what does Yannick bring to the band?
That's what I was just about to say. So we've got another episode coming up where we will do, regular viewers will know we did the Blaze question. We are going to be doing the Yannick question.
Be prepared. Strap yourself in, because it's going to be lively.
So we're going to be discussing what does Yannick bring to the band. And I'm not going to give away any spoilers there. So that'll be within the next week or so.
Well, I'm on holiday next week. I'm going to the beach and it's going to piss down all week. So
good.
So yeah, so within the next couple of weeks we'll have that online for you.
Are you going abroad? Or are you
we're in the UK. So it's thing is, this time last year we went to the
Isle when you're on holiday. The sun will come out when you come home. Yeah,
that's it. But no, this time last year we went to the Isle of Wight and we could have been in the fucking Mediterranean. It was blue water, fucking 26 degrees. It was scorching. This week it's going to piss down. So yeah.
Right. So when Luke comes back from holiday, we're going to be doing the Yannick question. We're going to go see Paul Di'Anno at the Underworld. We'll do a review for that. Yeah. We will do his EP as well. I think Paul's just finished recording an album, by the way.
Yeah, he has. So yeah,
that will, in the future, we'll be reviewing that. Excuse me. And also, we're going to be seeing KK's Priest, where Paul is the support for that.
Yeah,
so we may as well cover that as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there is Maidencast to come.
Stuff
as always,
people, indeed.
Yeah, we've always said we'll carry on when stuff is happening and there's stuff to talk about. So, what show did you see? What did you think? Yep. Let us know in your comments. Let me know what you think about Yannick. Not Yannick. Oh, no, let us know what you think about Yannick. Let us know what you say about Nico.
Yeah.
And,
drop
are
a
you
like.
Going to go see Paul? Have you seen Blaze? Give us one of them.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think in the comments. Get this algorithm going again, because Maidencast is, And maybe go back to the beginning. You know, maybe if you want to get your Maiden albums out and work through them, like a box set,
do it.
And re-listen, share them with your mates, all that good stuff. And here you go, Maidencast, 2 for the price of 1. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you all soon.
Laters.
Take care.